Howdy, everybody. I am Kilbane. You are in Kilbane's cave. That's about all I got at the moment. So, for a while now, I've been thinking about starting this whole web blog thing. Just for fun, who knows, maybe notoriety. Doubtful on that tip. But, figured I'd give it a whirl. If I don't like it, oh well. Some of you like it, cool. I'm gonna try to do this a couple times a month, maybe once a week, maybe more, depends. Basically, just want to talk about some stuff that I like, things I like to do, things I like to watch. This would be episode 1 of what I'll probably end up calling Kilbane's Cave, because it's from my cave, and well, I'm the host, Kilbane, so makes sense if you think of it after a while. Yeah. This being the first episode, I realize if there are maybe 10 people out there that watch this, that'd be cool. Obviously, 10 of you would probably already know who I am. But, for the benefit of those who do not know who I am, I would like to introduce myself to you. Hi, I am Kilbane. I've said that already, I know. I'm a 40-year-old male. I live in northwestern Pennsylvania, and I have a confession to make. I am a geek. Might be easy to notice that I'm a geek. Notice that, as you can see, right over my shoulder here, there's a stuffed Yoda with a piggy bank of Darth Vader's head in his lap, and I think that's a pretty good statement to make when you're making first impressions. Also behind me, you'll see a DVD rack and some other stuff. Maybe I'll show you some other stuff in my cave at some point in time, but we'll have to wait and see. Main reason I want to start this up, yes, I have a notepad, is because over the years, Facebook posts, and even back in the days of MySpace, I would go see some movies or watch a show, and I would basically have opinions on it. Generally, I'd hit the computer, type out a little blog about it, and about 15 people would like it. So hey, 15 people's 15 people. I'm cool with that. As I said, I am a geek. 40 years old, but I've been a geek all my life. Growing up, I was always a little awkward, never a jock, never big into the politics or anything like that. So if you're hoping to hear me talk about the latest sports scores and what's actually going on in the world, you will be completely out of luck because I have no intent on doing that. On occasion, something may come up that I feel inclined to comment on, but for the most part, probably not going to happen. I like geek things. I like movies. I like horror movies, science fiction movies, hero flicks. Love the superhero flicks, and a good comedy always makes my day as well. Yeah, that's about all I got there. I also enjoy, I used to read comic books growing up. On occasion, I still read a comic book, so I do read some comic books. I've read lots of Stephen King, lots of Dean Koontz, lots of other authors. Those are pretty much the two I've read the most books over, Stephen King and Dean Koontz. Maybe a little bit of Michael Crichton in there because I love Jurassic Park and his writing style is actually really cool. I also enjoy video games and roller coasters and also heavy metal music. I like other kinds of music as well. Heavy metal just happens to be the primary music that I listen to. I enjoy drinking coffee, in case you can't get a look at that. My lovely cup, and it says right there, damn fine cup of coffee. You're damn right, damn fine cup of coffee. Anyway, another one of my passions happens to be professional wrestling. Got back into that about 4.5 years ago. 4 years ago, come SummerSlam. So, I'll talk about that a lot as well. So far, I'm probably boring the poo out of you, and I apologize for that. But, hey, you didn't have to watch my video. I appreciate that you did watch my video, and if you don't ever want to watch another one again, that's fine, but I do intend on continuing to do it. Let's see. What can I talk about these days? Well, first order of business, time of year. As of this recording, it is September, 29th? September 28th, 8:51 a.m. A day that may live in infamy or obscurity. Not sure. We'll see what happens. Maybe this is my big break. Maybe I'll become this big famous web blogger. I doubt it. But hey, also, if you do like my voice, you like hearing me talk about things, we might be able to negotiate something. It would be awesome to do something like this and actually get paid for it. However, I know the world doesn't always work that way. But that's fine. I'm completely ready for it. Man, I have this whole thing laid out, and I was really going to try to embellish a little bit here and there on things, but man, I'm blasting through my list. My list is pretty much already done. And I'm also, in case I forgot to mention, kind of an ADD adult. I jump from subject to subject almost with no warning whatsoever. You'll get used to it, or you won't. Either way, doesn't much matter. But anyway, as I was saying, it's fall. It's September 28th. And you know what the fall means, everyone. That means all the good shows that we all love to watch are returning. And some of the shows I'm currently looking forward to watching, some I've already started watching. As of current, I just started watching Gotham. Gotham just premiered last week. Great show. Love the acting, love the whole dark feel. Gives you a history of Gotham, and a young, in-training Bruce Wayne, and how he sort of goes on to become the Batman, as he later would be known as. What else has already started? American Horror Story. I just watched the 3rd episode last night and enjoying it, loving it. This season already 100 times better than the last season, of which I could only get through 1 episode. So yeah, American Horror Story's back. That makes me happy. Let's see. Coming up in the future, there will be all sorts of me talking about CW, DC TV, and when Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. finally debuts. I'll talk about that a lot. Any of you that actually follow me on Facebook already know that I just finished watching the 1st season of The Exorcist, and I absolutely loved it. Such a great show. Very happy it got a 2nd season. Didn't think that was going to happen. I know it wasn't the highest rated show on Fox, and Fox likes to cancel things. But anyway, that's beside the point. Exorcist Season 1 is amazing. If you have not watched it and you like dark, gritty, horror-type TV shows, you really should give it a chance. I mean, man, the visuals on that show and the subject matter, there's things that I honestly am surprised they got away with. It's very likened to back when Hannibal was running, and just the visual style of Hannibal was so racy and so like gory and graphic, yet done just artistically enough to get it past all the censors, and that was just cool, and I feel Exorcist really embodies a lot of that. Like I said, finished this 1st season of that, thought it was amazing. My summer shows ended. Really bummed out that Dark Matter on Sci-Fi got canceled. That show was so good. Not happy about its cancellation at all, but nothing you can do about it. They decided they were canceling something. That's on them. One of their other shows, Killjoys, they renewed for 2 more seasons, which is another really fun show. I think all of my friends, and anyone who's not my friend, who happens to be a fan of Firefly, will take a lot away from watching Killjoy Seasons 1, 2, and 3. Great show. The cast is very likable. It's got one of the Ashmore brothers, Aaron or Sean. I can never tell them apart, well, because they're identical. A couple other actors don't really know all that well, but it's fine. It was a really good show. And that would be Killjoys. Get a chance. Might still be up on demand or something. Worth watching. If not, maybe Netflix or something. Definitely worth watching. Just finished watching Marvel's The Defenders. I didn't hate on it like everyone else did. I know there's a lot of people out there that really thought it was a dumb show. Didn't care much for it. But I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a really cool little Netflix series team up between the 4 characters that are already well established as, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, very well established already in each of their own series. And it's kind of a really cool little come together. And I mean, I would hope they do more. Obviously, later on, I believe next year, at the beginning of next year, Netflix has the Punisher series. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But anyway, I get ahead of myself. I was talking about fall TV. And yeah, well, there's a real big one. A real big one. One that has not actually, was 12 years in the making, actually, this weekend that just passed. There was the debut of Star Trek Discovery, and oh man, as a lifelong Star Trek fan, also Star Wars fan, I am a coexister. I don't hate on one or the other. I love Star Wars, I love Star Trek. I accept them for the separate universes they are, and I'm a fan of both. But anyway, yeah, Star Trek Discovery. The pilot episode was on CBS. Second episode was on the CBS All Access, which I know a lot of people are complaining that you have to pay for a streaming service to watch it. And I'll admit, I'm not a big fan of it. But I honestly think this show might actually be worth it. The visuals on the show were really good. Like, they spared no expense. I want to say it was like $8 million an episode or something. That's ridiculous. There have been hit movies that are made for less than $8 million. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, take some of your Kevin Smith, like, older stuff. That stuff was made on such cheap budgets, and those are phenomenal films, too. But, man, I gotta tell you, Discovery has so much potential. I mean, the new Klingons, which I guess are old Klingons, but still, they're new, and they look just sinister as all get out, and the new cast is really cool. The lead character, definitely a legit badass. I mean, she's really cool, and lots of the other supporting characters are also really cool. I think we're only getting to see one or two of them for the rest of the series, as episodes 1 and 2 sort of act like a prequel to them actually getting on the Discovery, but it's fine. I mean, it's really good. Can't sing its praises enough. If you got an extra $6 a month, definitely worth paying for the CBS All Access service to watch. Or if you don't have an extra $6 a month, you could wait till the whole thing airs and see if they'll offer you a free week or something. I know a lot of people are planning on doing that. And I imagine, since it's a Netflix original series, after it airs on CBS All Access, I'm assuming the whole season will end up on Netflix. I don't know the specifics of that. If you were in any other country, you can get it on Netflix now, and it is definitely worth the time. I mean, it's just, I don't even know, didn't write down anything to, like, make note of, but man, I mean, the show just, the new Star Trek show just, it feels so new and fresh, and it's kind of going into a little darker territory than we're used to with Star Trek. It's like 10 years before the original series, and yes, okay, the visuals are much prettier than the original series. I'm sorry, it's not cardboard boxes with Christmas lights. I apologize. But I didn't make the show, and honestly, that was back in the 60s, man. We're in 2017. You would have to pay a lot more to make it look like that, and it wouldn't even pay off, honestly. It would feel cheap, and this show does not feel cheap at all. Really, really already invested in the main character. I can't stop saying its praises, and yeah, some of you are probably like, alright, cool, can you stop talking about Star Trek now? Well, no, not gonna. Actually, I probably will, because I'm running out of things to say, but I'm not doing it because you want me to. I'm doing it because I feel so. Anyway, Star Trek Discovery, really good. As I said, the CW TV shows, I mean, honestly, I'm really looking forward to Legends of Tomorrow coming back, and The Flash, and of course, last season of Arrow was really good, so I'm hoping this new season is as good, if not better. What else we got on there? We got Supernatural coming back. That's a CW show, and I know a lot of people out there are fans of that, and I'm pretty good with that one too. It's not one of my top shows, but I do watch it every time it airs, so I'm a very big fan of Supernatural. And as I said, I cannot wait for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm probably not going to watch Marvel's Inhumans because it looks really bad. But I can't say I won't get bored someday and actually watch it. It's a good possibility. I have a tendency to watch what's there, between my streaming services, If it's on there, I'll probably end up watching it at some point in time when I get bored. And, yeah, well, other main interest, as I mentioned before, professional wrestling. Yes, WWE, Lucha Underground, Impact, GFW, otherwise known as TNA, although they're not using that name anymore because for some reason TNA just sounds too sleazy. No, I can't imagine why. And if you watched TNA 3-4 years ago, it also seemed kind of sleazy, but very enjoyable. If I'm talking about wrestling, obviously WWE, Major Leagues, everything else is not quite on the level. Honestly, I do honestly feel like Lucha Underground is a better wrestling show, and the show completely encapsulates itself in kayfabe. For those of you that are uninformed, kayfabe is storytelling in the wrestling universe. Like, say, John Cena's a big good guy, and, maybe he's not such a good guy. Well, when he's in the good guy in real life, but, he's the good guy, one of the big good guys in WWE, and that's called kayfabe, and his injuries and whatnot are kayfabe, as we like to state. And plus, it's a fancy term to say that us fans like to say to make us feel important. Those of us that, want to feel important. Anyway, as I was saying, professional wrestling. We just had a big pay-per-view this weekend. Not a big pay-per-view. Obviously, the 4 major WWE pay-per-views are going to be your WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and Royal Rumble. And I've been watching those for 20 years plus. I mean, more than that. Heck, I've been watching... I remember growing up in the 80s and watching professional wrestling. Like, it was completely by accident. I used to just stay up Saturday nights and watch Saturday Night Live. And one weekend, Saturday Night Live wasn't on. There was this wrestling thing with these guys, running into ropes and hitting each other with arms and essentially sort of beating each other up. Now, at the time, as a kid, I thought it was actually, real, actual injuries and whatnot. Granted, before I go any further, I would like to state wrestling is a scripted sport. I am aware that the outcomes are predetermined, and yes, I am aware that it is scripted, therefore it is just basically storytelling with a lot of violence, and I'm aware of this. I'm not the type of person that, actually thinks these people are really beating each other up and all that, but, for the record, I want to make it well known that although outcomes are predetermined, wrestling is, at its core, lots of stunt work. These guys and girls have to literally learn how to take falls properly and learn how to toss each other safely and learn how to land moves properly. I mean, there is a lot of work involved in professional wrestling that I feel a lot of people that just want to say, oh, it's fake, blah, 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 I feel they are just, they're not quite grasping exactly what goes into it. Yes, I mean, there's been instances where, people have, made themselves bleed to make it look more believable, although WWE kind of shies away from that here and there. And a lot of times you just get used to stuff like that. I mean, you cut yourself here and there, as, it's a blade, as they like to call it. You do that for the show. And I mean, I really feel wrestling is a very enjoyable sport, even though it essentially boils down to a testosterone-fueled soap opera. But I really, really like professional wrestling. I mean, I'm watching Monday Night Raw on Mondays, SmackDown Live on Tuesdays, Lucha Underground on Wednesdays when it's airing, Impact Wrestling on Thursdays, and if there's a pay-per-view on a Sunday, I'll watch it. I am a fan. And I would like to talk about wrestling more as well. And basically, that's just another thing I'm really into, especially as of lately. It is pretty much my world revolves around wrestling. Not really revolves, but you know what I'm saying. I plan my nights out so I can watch wrestling whenever possible, and when I come home from work, if I had to leave in the middle of a show, I always come back and watch more wrestling because I'm a fan. Yeah, that's about all I got to say about wrestling. All that was kind of going on there was, a couple big matches on the most recent wrestling pay-per-view. A couple really good ones. Anybody who's familiar with the sport, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus Cesaro and Sheamus pretty much stole the show. It was an awesome tag match. Dean and Seth ended up as our victors, and that was pretty cool. But there was also one of the big marquee matches, like WrestleMania caliber matches. You had John Cena versus Roman Reigns, who essentially is the guy who will replace John Cena when he retires. And the match itself was pretty solid. The outcome was Roman Reigns winning because nowadays in wrestling, generally the older talent puts over the younger talent. Not always the case. There are a few exceptions, i.e., anytime anybody faces Brock Lesnar, he wins, and that gets annoying after a while, but, it is what it is. And I will comment on that many times, much later on in my existence. Stands right now, I'm hitting the 19-minute mark. Maybe I've got some more people interested. Maybe you stopped watching by now and won't even get to this point. And if you do, oh well. I can't guarantee it'll be a great payoff, but I just wanted to state that, I really am a fan of that. Let's see. Fall TV, as I was talking about that, I've pretty much covered all my bases there. I'm probably missing like 6 shows that I'll end up telling you about later, but excited for Fall TV. As I said, over the summer I like to go to amusement parks and ride roller coasters. I'm a big roller coaster junkie. I mean, I won't really ride anything other than roller coasters in amusement parks, but I will ride all the roller coasters unless they're lame or hurt too much because, hey, I'm 40. Some rides actually hurt a little too much, unfortunately. Mean Street definitely hurt a lot. At Cedar Point, that was a rough ride. But it's getting redone for next year, so that's going to be cool. These are just little examples of things I may talk about later on. I can't always guarantee I'm going to have a set script. Obviously, I went way off book with this. I didn't even start going into any of the things I'm interested in as much detail, and I know I kind of glossed over it really quickly, and you might not even be able to understand what I say. I haven't checked the audio quality on this video yet, so we'll see. But anyway, hi, I'm a geek. Welcome to Kilbane's Cave. This is me. This is my cave. This is where I'll be broadcasting from, and I hope, there's some people out there that actually enjoy what I have to say. I really do. And if you do enjoy it, and you say you have a friend I've never met who might also enjoy it, feel free to share the video. I would love to get fans, even though I'm not getting paid. But that's fine, because maybe if I get enough fans, I'll be in a position to get paid. But hey, if it doesn't ever happen, I'll probably still do this just for my own self-gratification, simply because I like to talk, I like to hear the sound of my voice, and I like to ramble. So, yeah, anyway, that's about all I got for right now. I will probably post another one sometime this week. I figure for right now this is just a good intro. Maybe some of you be interested. Yeah. That's about all I got. Peace out. I'm Kilbane, and remember, my chops are tops, baby. Have a good one.